Recording in progress.
Recording in progress.
Hi.
Hi.
Good. What's my hair doing? It's like pushed back and there we
Yeah, you got that looks good.
go. Like a Smurf trapped under
Yeah.
a headset. All right.
Um.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Has it?
No,
I
it's
think
been
hasn't been
less than a
hasn't even
week.
been a week. Yeah. I've been trying to be better about messaging this week because it's not as busy as the last 2 weeks where I wasn't sent to the fiery pits of hell.
When you don't have anything going on, are you tempted just to not talk to anyone and message anyone and just veg out, or are you pretty active?
I try to be a little more. I try to be a little more active. Like what was it? I guess Saturday, Sunday. I can't remember which one, but because when you have free time, it's just like all those thoughts. It's just like that are staved off by work or whatever. They're just like they start rattling around and they're more active. So it's like, oh, I should call my grandmother. Like one of them was like, I should call my grandmother. And so I went to a friend's recital on Sunday, and um, yeah, I like consolidated. I called her on the way to this recital because I knew if I didn't do it right, well, when I was thinking about it, I wouldn't do it, and then I'd be a bad grandson and wait another freaking week to call her.
And you did it.
Yeah, and she died on the phone.
No,
No,
that's too dark, man.
that's pretty dark.
That was bad.
I thought you would get a laugh out of it, but
No,
no, my grandmother is alive and well,
that's good.
85 years old, still kicking. She'll probably live
85,
till she's
nice.
like freaking 150. She's like, I mean, she's super healthy.
Sweet. What is her
Yeah.
secret? Have you asked her what her secret is?
Yeah, a lot of banging.
I,
All right.
I
That
almost
guy,
spit
yeah.
I almost spit it out.
Nice.
Youthful,
Yeah.
youthful elderly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people always like, oh, I don't want to think about that kind of thing, but it's like we're gonna get there someday.
Yes, that's yeah. Unfortunately, yes, that's
And
gonna
it's
be.
like hopefully cross your fingers you're gonna be able to do that kind of stuff.
I hope so. I feel like I can barely do it now. Just kidding. Uh, um, yeah. I feel like when I'm thinking about it, just actively thinking about like, because there's definitely one part of you that's like of me anyways, that's like, oh, I haven't heard from this person in a while, and then that ego goes, why don't they ever text me?
You're right.
Why aren't they thinking about me? And then instead, I tried like this week, I just tried to just be like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna text them, see what they're doing. So, and you know what? They were happy to reply back.
Right.
It's like,
Oh, wow,
yeah,
haven't heard from you. Yeah.
yeah. Or it's like you just have a normal fucking conversation, and I'm just the weird. I'm just being weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
It's not
mean,
that anybody hates me. It's just that heaven forbid they have their own life and they're not thinking about me
yeah,
24/7. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, I think you do have to kind of insert yourself into people's lives if you want them to be a part of yours. Like
Definitely.
that's yeah. I'm pretty
It's
bad
like,
about it.
it's like with, I know she's busy and I know that, she's got a lot on her plate right now. And, she's dealing with some really heavy things right now with people professionally and maybe in her personal life. But I can't help it. And I just want to be around her all the time. So when Kamala Harris isn't texting me
Okay.
back, I have to go stand in her backyard at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and just, hope that she notices me, okay?
Is she already like moved in and everything?
No, no, she has to like win.
Oh, okay.
No, and also the vice president lives at the Naval Observatory in Northwest Washington, D.C., our nation's capital.
How is that? Is that a pretty good crib? The
It's huge. It's definitely more. I'm not going to say it's more secure, but it's more secure looking than the White House.
Mm.
Because first of all, the neighborhood that it's in is like it's tucked away
Yeah,
in
people
like
don't even know where it is, I'm sure.
you could drive right by it, and it's
Oh,
just a completely non-assuming or unassuming building, you know. And you're like, oh shit, that's Naval Observatory, and then you're like, oh yeah, the vice president also lives there, and like you can't see houses or anything. It's pretty wild.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's in a very wooded area of DC too. Really beautiful. Beautiful. One of the most beautiful parts of DC, maybe the most beautiful. Lots of trees, big trees, great big trees everywhere. We have
Yeah.
some of the best trees of any city. Some may say the best city for trees there is. But anyways, yeah, if you're listening, Madam Vice President, just don't leave me on red. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought for a second I forgot that I thought Biden had totally stepped down from office, but he hasn't done that.
He has not done that. No. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Although it would be crazy. It wouldn't be like, oh my God, the end of the world, obviously, but it would be like,
It'd be a
whoa,
thing.
I didn't think I'd ever see something like this certainly in my time in the military, but like, you know, my time on this great planet.
Hmm. This is gonna be this next election coming up. This will be fourth the fourth president that you've played under, right?
Yeah, it'll be the fourth one.
Dude.
All I have not been around for two terms of any president either.
Huh?
So excuse me, I was here for Obama's second term, like
Oh, I
halfway
see,
through
I
his
see, I see, I
second
see.
term,
Hmm.
and then I was here for President Trump's, and then I was here for President Biden's, but both of those guys served one term.
Right.
So
It's pretty quick
we'll,
turnarounds.
yeah, we'll see if President Harris or President Trump. Well, I guess President Trump he'll only if
His
he
Yeah,
wins,
it's definitely gonna be his. It'll be
it'll
his
just
second or
yeah, yeah, hopefully just his second. And I don't say that for any political leaning. I just mean that would also be a crazy world and we lived in where,
gets
oh
extended.
yeah, like that would just be that just because I already have a problem with not just politicians, but anybody just like staying around longer than they should. It's like, yeah,
Eight
give
years
somebody
is a
another.
long time.
It's a very long time. Give somebody else a chance. You know what I mean? I'm very much about that, whether it's you know, in politics or in professional world or in the music world or whatever. Anyways, what do we got here?
Got some
Um,
raw dog in.
yeah, we got the Botox ladies.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that last time.
Yeah. And this is like I've seen a lot of this on my algorithm is one was the one I sent you where those girls they were telling their age and then how many like injections they had of
How many
Botox.
units?
Units. Yeah. And these women are absolute units, let me tell you.
But
Um
what's a unit? Is a unit like one injection, or is it
I
like
th
little like?
I think it's like it's like a yeah, it's like a boom and then a boom, I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
And it was crazy. Like some of the younger girls, like in their early or mid 20s, they had like over 100 units or whatever.
Right. I
And I
think.
was like,
Yeah, go
it
ahead.
makes them look well. And so the parallel between and this other series of like videos that I saw that it's like kind of the same video, just hacked up. It's like these plastic surgeons trying to guess what work these women have had done and their age.
Whoa,
And
that's a pretty fun one.
all of these surgeons guess like 10 years, 15 years older than they look. They're all these girls that they are being showed pictures of, they're in like their mid 20s. And these surgeons are like, "Oh yeah, she's had this done and this done and this done and I would say she's about 40 and she's 27."
How correct were they on like the procedures?
They were
Was
less wrong
oh, okay.
than the age. Yeah. They were less wrong than the age.
Was there anyone they're just like, oh yeah, they obviously had this done, and it's like she had no procedures.
No, I don't. There was no one that had no
Oh, okay.
procedures.
That would have been a
Yeah,
good like joker they throw in there to mix it up.
yeah. And look, I don't want this to seem like we're going down some rabbit hole of like, I don't know, what would you call it? Beauty shaming or like a
Right.
image shaming, body shaming. We're not doing that. It's just a bizarre phenomenon that I notice. And like another thing is like spray tans are back. And I'm all for getting your body like painted versus like going in a tanning bed or like sitting outside in the sun and letting yourself potentially get skin cancer. Like I okay, but like the spray tan, it looks crazy. It looks really wild.
Right.
Yeah.
Is
When you're a shade of orange or brown.
is tanning booth, is that pretty like the tanning lights, is that pretty similar to like real sun tan, or is
It's
that also just
they're literally UV bulbs.
okay? So that can look pretty natural, I guess, the tanning beds.
Yeah, I mean I guess so. But I mean the thing is like when you go that regularly and you get a crazy looking tan, it just looks crazy to me. It's
Yeah.
just like I don't know. It never unless you're born with, you know, I think you can tell like it genetically just people are just like born to look beautifully tan. You know, they have a certain skin tone or whatever. I think the human instinct is really good in that like if you see someone with an unnatural
Right.
tan. You know what I mean? It's like all of your other features that I've ever seen, like that I've ever seen on any other human, we're all collecting all of that data. You know what I mean? And
You're
it could be as
right.
something, it could be something as simple as like the color of someone or shape of someone's like eyebrow or like like brow line or whatever. Like it just like then the combination of like Helatan and then something else that you usually associate with a pale person is like, whoa, that that's not right. It's
Right.
like, yeah, it just like I don't know.
The features don't match.
And that's what with like this Botox is, it's just I don't know. It's crazy that like because they're unnaturally, I guess, perfect. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like there's just
Yeah.
no nuance to their face. They all end up kind of looking like the same kind of silhouette and feature. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain.
I think it's a mixture of like the head size plus the proportions of their bone structures plus the proportions of against their body. It's like you were made in a certain way that
Yeah,
looked like the pieces fit together.
yeah,
And now you're only focusing on one piece of your puzzle and it stands out. It's like
yeah.
it doesn't match.
And again, we're not shaming. This doesn't go just for women. It's men too. Men do it as well. But
Well, yeah,
um,
I mean, Korea is like the capital of plastic surgery, and
right.
that I used to think for a while. I was like, I don't know why people do it because you can always tell, and it always looks weird and bad. And it's like, and then I think Ali pointed out to me, it's like, you're not noticing the people who get good surgeries.
Yeah, I've seen people here, men and women, and I really have to like, oh shit, like recall what I saw. It's like lip fillers are very, very
Mm,
popular now, and not like the crazy lip fillers that are used to seeing. It's like very subtle. It's like, oh, this person has had lip fillers, but it's like, I wouldn't have been able to tell unless I was around this person for an extended amount of time.
what do you think about? I mean, obviously, there's a higher number of women that tend to go under the knife for plastic surgery for I guess
Yeah, yeah.
reasons. But what do you think about guys who also get into plastic surgery for various procedures?
I mean I look I'm empathetic to it. Certainly as someone who's had a little bit of a like, when I worked at Abercrombie and Fitch, I definitely had some like body dysmorphia and some
Mm,
like, I felt like just being in an environment like that is I don't know, it just fucks with your brain when
yeah.
like this brand is like, this is what this is what the male body should look like, and you should
Mm.
look like this, and you should fit into. We don't carry this size because that's, you know,
Doesn't fit with
that's
our image.
that's too big. We're not carrying that size. Oh, this is what a medium actually should fit like, and it's like freaking skin tight. And I'm like, I don't like this. This is like an extra small. Why does a medium why is a medium making me feel really bad about myself, And I'm not even
Uh-huh.
like, but it's like, so anyway, all that to say, like, I get why people would not be happy with the way they look. And it's like, oh, this is an easy ish way to solve that problem, hopefully with like a reputable doctor, like a with a good doctor. Um, I mean, I don't think I would ever do it. I'm saying that right now. Maybe I'll change my mind. I haven't lived my whole life. Theo Vaughn has this great joke. Is like, I think someone asked him. I don't know. He was talking about uh being gay or something
Mm-hmm.
like that, like literally being gay. And he's like, no, I don't have a problem with gay people. I have a lot of gay friends. Hell, I could be gay. I don't know. I haven't lived my whole life yet.
Yeah.
It's like that's a fucking great joke. But yeah, so it's kind of like that. It's like, I don't know, man. Maybe I would, I don't know, I don't know, lip fillers, or maybe I would do like spray tan, or maybe I would do hair injection. I don't know. I have no idea. So I guess I'm all for it if it makes you happy, like anything else. Like if it's not hurting anybody, go for it. I didn't think I'd have all these. I mean, I wanted all these
Yeah.
tattoos, but I never thought I would
Yeah.
just go for it. And it's like, this is kind of, I don't know. Some people would say this is
That kind of
more,
cosmetic,
cr-
yeah.
yeah, this is like crazier than like some plastic surgeries, I think.
Mm, I don't know. That's an interesting comparison. Is is
Maybe
get
some people, not everybody. Like some people
Yeah,
with plastic surgery would probably never get a tattoo.
true.
They're like, no, I would never ruin my body like that.
Yeah, that's interesting because I mean, some plastic surgery gets crazy where they like peel
Oh,
your face back and then
yeah,
like
100%.
cut out pieces of your jawbone and put it
Yeah,
back together and like
yeah,
literally like doing some like Frankenstein stuff.
yeah. Face Off.
Face off.
Did we
Like
watch that movie?
I couldn't get a full. I couldn't download it. I couldn't get a
Okay.
full
We
copy
should
of it.
watch that for the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, do a
Yeah.
live copy of
Or
it.
no, just
A
watch
live
it and talk
video.
about it because it's such a great.
We
Just bring
tried
back
to
the
do it and
movie.
we kind of talked about it, but I hadn't. I wasn't
Yeah.
able to. I was only able to see like scenes on YouTube from it. So
Oh yeah. Great movie.
anyway, speaking of like men going under the knife and doing some like I guess you would say traditional female activities like plastic surgery. How do you feel about men using umbrellas?
When it's not raining.
Or let's start when it's raining. Is there anything
Okay.
wrong with a man using an umbrella in the rain?
No, I think it is smart and practical, and it makes much more sense than you just walking around getting dumped on.
So apparently Koreans who study abroad in like the UK or Australia or US, one of the things they notice at universities when it's raining outside, pe- first they many say that no one uses umbrellas, but then if they do say it, they specify that men don't use umbrellas in those countries. And I never really noticed it, and I don't know how true it is. I think it's
Yeah,
probably just university students forgetting to take their umbrella, and then they're just
probably.
caught in the rain.
Yeah.
Um, but I never really thought of anything about specifically like, oh, I'm not going to use an umbrella because I'm a man. But I've heard some people like explaining it's like, yeah, it's just not masculine to use an umbrella. And I don't know if I've ever like consciously thought that, but do you think anyone is there anything non-masculine about using an umbrella?
Yeah, I think I mean I can definitely hear just those same, like that stereotypical kind of toxic, hold on, I'm gonna put a word in the chat here. Um type of guy that is just like, it's just rain, you know. What?
Yeah.
You're afraid of a little water? You know? what are you doing? And like up until recently, like the Marine Corps, if you were in uniform, you weren't allowed, and it was raining, you weren't allowed to carry an umbrella, period. And now, just within the past few years, you're now allowed to carry an umbrella while in uniform, but it has to be a black umbrella. Like very
What
recently.
is it? Was it like you have to be ready to defend your country and you can't do it with one hand? Like, is that sort
I'm
of
sure,
thing?
I'm sure that some
You don't have to type it again.
people
You don't have to type
thought
it again. It's already there. Okay.
s- some people, some of those people would interpret it as that. Oh, we're not allowed umbrellas. It's because we're Marines. It's because we're tough. It's because we're not scared of little motherfucking rain.
But then the Kingsman came out. The movie The Kingsman came out, and they're like, "Hey, those guys look pretty cool with umbrellas."
Hey, put a gun in it and I'll carry it.
Yeah.
Hey, put a knife launcher in it and I'll carry it.
Yeah. Make it a
Um,
bulletproof shield that can.
yeah, man, I don't know. I am definitely the older I get, the more I'm leaning into just looking like just being put together, like
Yeah, you
going out of
mentioned
the
once.
house and looking like I gave a fuck about what I look like, you
Right,
know?
right.
And I think that includes, I think the definition, one of the definitions, one aspect of being a man and being masculine, and in my definition is like, is being competent and being prepared.
Hmm.
And so when it's fucking raining and you're wearing the nice clothes that you put some thought into wearing, that are maybe not like they're hella expensive, but they're nice and they're like nice things that you bought yourself and you want them to last. How do you make those last? But keep them out of the elements. And what better way to do that than when it's raining, you take out an umbrella and you use your umbrella for when it's dumping outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. When I see guys that like, it's like what you're saying, like call it like university students. Yeah, they're not carrying umbrellas because they're wearing pajamas and flip flops to class. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they probably didn't brush their teeth. They probably did, like of course they're not carrying umbrellas. And then when someone makes fun of them, they go, "Oh, carrying an umbrella is gay." You know? It's like a complete deflection of like they don't want to feel awkward. They're like, "Oh shit, am I
Yeah.
supposed to carry an umbrella?" Yeah, dude, it's fucking raining outside, you
Right.
know?
That's probably more likely it's a deflection. But yeah, it was a UK guy or several UK guys I heard in interviews say, like a street interview kind of thing. It's like, why do British people not use umbrellas? Like, oh, it's not masculine. It's not seen as masculine. But yeah, I don't think anyone's consciously thinking that. Like
Dude,
no one,
I
yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
like no one sees a guy walking down the street with an umbrella and thinks, what's that guy? What's you know that guy's non-masculine. I would like there. I think we've had one of our listeners at least I know spent some time in the UK. How accurate is that statement that men don't use umbrellas in the UK? I'm curious about that.
Let us know.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I would say it's like it's the same thing when I was talking about earlier, the ego. It's like those people are walking around constantly, constantly in other people's heads saying, "What are people thinking about me? Do
Mm,
they think how masculine do they think I am?" Like that's I mean, I do that. I mean, I'm constantly in my head, but I'm thinking about other shit. But like to be constantly thinking about yourself through the eyes of other people, that's gotta be, and this is one way I've like started enjoying like, I don't know, like dressing differently or trying different, like even like different exercises or like going rock climbing again or getting like stuff like that, or reading and at bars or something, even like bringing a book to a bar. It's like just like getting out of that, like and literally just saying in the most arrogant, cocky way possible, I couldn't care more about what you have to say. Like, I don't give a flying. You can, like, that's one aspect of your life. You can truly just be like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give one single care about this. And,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that's a bad thing to think to go about life like that, especially if you want to. do something, if you want to like pick up a new hobby, or you want to like try out, if you're scared to go out to eat to a nice restaurant by yourself because oh, I'm going to be seen as some like pathetic loser. It's like, who cares? Like, just go and enjoy yourself. Like, that's all that matters.
Yeah. I can say that's one thing. Like, I don't think I ever was necessarily a person who cared too much about what people thought of me in the US, but definitely coming to like another country on the other side of the world where I'm gonna stand out no matter what. I've
Right.
that's definitely trained me into thinking like it doesn't matter what I do or
Right.
what I wear because people are gonna notice me just because I look different. And
Right.
so because of that, it's been pretty freeing as far as like, yeah, sure, I'll wear this. I don't really care. Or oh, I got a weird looking haircut this week. I just it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna look weird anyway. I'm gonna look different.
I remember when you got that weird looking haircut.
I've had a lot of weird haircuts here.
Yeah. I remember when you got it cut by like some, uh, you got it cut at a barber that was like, what was it? Oh, dang it, I can't remember.
In Korea?
Yeah, I think so. And
Yeah.
you got it all lined up and everything.
I stopped going to barbers here in Korea because they just do too much.
Yeah.
And they think they also I think my hair like is different than
Mm,
like Asian hair, and it's curly for one, and they're not used to curly hair.
right.
And yeah, so Allie just cuts my hair, and
Yeah.
she's getting better and better at it. So
Does a great job.
yeah.
Shout out to your barber, Allie. Um, okay, speaking of masculine things, I didn't. Well, I guess this is a new one, but you and I've probably both seen it in our algorithm. This guys, or I'm sure girls do it too. I'm sure there's videos of girls doing it too, but people raw dogging it on airplanes. And before you guys change the channel or stop this podcast, by raw dogging we
Okay.
mean you're on a flight, a long flight. I think it's specifically like either an international or a cross country flight, and you have no headphones, no book, you don't get up to go use the restroom,
Oh,
and you
you
don't
don't
eat.
use the restroom.
You sit there. I'm pretty sure you sit there the whole time.
I've done that on the plane.
You sit there the whole time, and you look, and the screen. If there's a screen, it's off. You just sit there. You just sit there in the in the seat and do literally nothing, and listen to literally just the thoughts in your head of people, of you in your head, of other people saying, what is this lunatic doing staring at the seat in front of him for 12 hours?
Total NPC mode.
Yeah. Yeah, just off.
But
You're
like
off.
raw dogging originally it has several
Right.
meanings.
Sure.
But I assumed it's like no underwear.
Yeah. No, that's going commando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, I love using I use it for, I mean, I like using stuff like that for other things because I think
Sure.
it's in it makes people laugh. One, they don't expect it.
Uh,
Instead of instead of calling it Coke, I call it full fat Coke
full fat Coke.
because there's Diet Coke and
Yeah.
then there's full fat Coke, and that people don't expect to hear that, and it makes them laugh. And I don't know, I think it's like a funny thing. So I love the raw dogging term. It's like, I don't know, it's just it is like it's like a gross. Oh, but it's not gross in this context because like, oh, okay, that's kind of funny because yeah,
It's you're preparing
it makes
you're
perfect sense.
preparing your like for something gross, but it's not.
Right.
I
Have
kind
you?
of do aspects of it.
Okay.
I don't do the full dog, the full raw dog, but I
The full dog.
I do like a three quarters dogging it on the
Three
plane
quarters dog.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Where especially recently because like for some reason I used to look forward to movies on the planes because they're like new movies and I can catch up.
Yeah.
I got like 10 hours plus to catch up on like all the latest movies that I missed. But like the last time I went back and forth from the US, it's like I would get 20 minutes into a movie. I'm like, these are and I would think these are just actors. They're just pretending. Like Like
You
that.
cracked the code.
Yeah, it's like, okay, these are just guys with the cameras looking at people pretending to do something. And I would like go out and like imagine if I was looking at this, like I'm watching the movie, but like what if I'm like a little bit off center and I can see these people, like these guys are lame. Like they're just
Yeah.
pretending.
And
And you're
you're like watching the movie. You're like,
yeah. That
is
that
anybody else seeing these idiots?
that punch didn't even land. No one talks like that. Like
Yeah.
those kind of thoughts would go into my head, and I'm like,
These are not original thoughts. Someone wrote it down and they're reading it and memorized it.
yeah, I know. It's the stupidest thing ever, but it would take me out of the movie immediately. I'm like, these are okay. First of all, someone wrote this, and
Yeah.
it's like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But because of that, on the last flights, I would just sit there a little bit, and then I would fall asleep. But I stopped eating airplane food. Like
Sure.
I'll just
Yeah.
do a
I don't.
water fast for 10 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think that you drink water. You're not supposed to drink water
You're not
raw
supposed to
dogging it
drink.
either.
Okay. You get
I don't think
dehydrated
so.
at that altitude. You're getting dehydrated. That's not
Let's
smart.
see. Raw dog,
And
not apricot.
I've not used the bathroom on a plane several times.
Yeah, definitely.
So I've done like
Oh,
PCT.
okay, okay. So it's just with entertainment. Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Nope. Here he goes. Raw dogging, one word, by the way, is a travel trend that involves, and this is AI overview. Thanks, Google. Is a travel trend that involves enduring a flight with any entertainment or distractions. This can include no music, phone, screen, books, magazine, food, water, or sleep. The only exception is sometimes a real-time flight tracker. Ah, that's what. Yeah, yeah. You can look at the flight
I've
tracker.
done
Okay,
that. Yeah.
that is. Oh, I've definitely done that too. Yeah.
I've just been bored. It's like, okay, I don't want to watch any of these fake people on TV screens. Bunch
There
of
is
these
no way he's getting this many
a
headshots.
bunch of these imposters. And then I've just turned on the tracker, and then they're like, okay, where are we over
Yeah.
now? We're over this like this patch of nothing in the ocean.
Yeah.
Great. Let's see if we're getting any closer.
I have seen John Wick 2 6 times, and I can't believe I'm stupid enough to realize there's no way he can get that many headshots with a pistol while running or on horseback.
Yeah.
These are actors, people. Everybody, you should be ashamed of yourself. Turn those screens off.
Next time you guys are watching a movie, you're gonna have this thought pop in your head, like, wait a second, these guys are they're just acting. I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
I want to be in the middle of a movie theater and I pay money for.
Yeah. I'm out of here.
Both hands up.
Yeah, straight up. I can't. I'm out of here. This is bullshit.
I don't get my money back. I'm just walking out.
You slam the doors open and walk through the lobby. I can't believe you're ripping people off like this. You should be ashamed of yourself.
It's so stupid.
That's great.
It happened specifically during this fight scene in Mission Impossible, and it's like they're doing way too much in this fight scene, and I'm like, this is the fakest crap ever. And I turned it off.
Yeah, it's good. Which was it, the newest one?
The newest one.
Because I know never saw it.
I did go back and finish it with Allie, and it was better. It was better on a bigger screen than a small screen. I think the small screen also, it makes it look extra fake.
Right. Right.
It's like someone's video chatting me or something. Like, look at this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What is this Hagwon leech?
This is kind of a crazy story. I thought it'd be interesting because
This sounds like the name of a Korean streaker.
No.
Oh no, it's the Hagwon leech.
Something from Harry Potter or something.
Yeah.
Hagwon is a name for a private academy, and it could be like an English Hagwon, a math Hagwon, science Hagwon. It's these academies that students go to in addition to public schools.
We have them here.
Yeah. Excuse me. But so Korea is a really safe place. There's not really much petty crime or dangerous crime or anything like that. Are you typing something to me? No.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm calling you
Okay, but there's some crazy like schemes that people come up with to commit like lots of fraud or steal
Sure.
lots of money. And there's an example of this with this hogwan leech. So hogwans make tons of money through private education. Their parents are basically expected to like spend lots of money on this additional education for their kids. And there's this guy who is a Korean guy, of course, and he was interviewing for an English academy, and he was supposed to be specializing in teaching like presentations, debates, these kind of things. But as he worked for this academy, Hagwon Academy, for like a month, and students started to drop the class like one after another until pretty much
Hmm.
all the students dropped. And so the manager, the Hagwon manager, was, you know, asking the students what happened, and they were all complaining about this teacher. So they investigated. They told the teachers like, "Hey, this is like unacceptable. Basically, we're gonna have to let you go because the students don't like working with you. I don't know what you're doing, blah blah blah, but you have to go." And he special in this first of all, the teacher recorded this whole conversation, and he specially worded something like, I would like to keep working to fix my mistake, like that, and basically worded it to where the Hagwon had to fire him in order for him to leave. So he didn't quit
Okay.
on his own accord, basically. And then 89 days go by where he's been quote unquote fired from this job. And on the last day, the 89th day, he files a lawsuit against the Hagwon, saying he was wrongfully terminated, because apparently you have 90-day period to where you can do this. And so a lot of time has gone by. He files this lawsuit, and he ends up getting money for he gets his full paycheck for the time that he worked, and then he gets money for all three of all three of those months, those basically 90 days that he's
Yeah.
been out of work. And then I
Wow.
think some additional money on top of that. And it turns out the guy was a lawyer.
Oh.
And so he found this loophole in this ability
Hmm.
to get money from unemployment. And he's done this to like tons of schools,
Whoa.
just bouncing around. And
Yeah.
I thought it was a pretty crazy story, because it's like, this is the kind of crime it would take for like a highly educated person to pull off. And he's just a leech.
It's like I guess it's like low level white collar crime, right?
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
it's ripping off. It's like, yeah, white collar crime against like these private businesses, small businesses.
Right.
And he's done it many times, getting a
Yeah.
full year salary for doing zero work. He was just in the class,
Wow.
just like talking about, showing his like expensive, like, this is my Rolex, this is my designer jacket, like I
This is
drive
my
this car,
umbrella.
this is my umbrella. It's like the kind of he must have been highly educated
Sure. And
and
highly lazy.
highly lazy. Like that's the
Yeah.
weird thing.
Yeah. He's like an internet troll. Like
Who's got,
because
yeah.
like trolls are like some trolls are like pretty eloquent writers if you think about it. Some of them like very poignant insults, you
Right.
know? They really know how to get under someone's skin with very few words, you know. And I'm talking about like typing wise, not like,
Yeah.
you know.
They can't have real conversations in real life.
Correct. Yeah. Just like the Hogwan Leech can't hold down a real job.
He didn't
Yeah.
apparently he didn't finish law school, so he might be jaded from that or something.
Oh, interesting.
But still, it's
Okay.
like, you're highly educated, you have, you put in all this time, and you're gonna figure out a way to just rip off the people, like the small guy.
For some reason, that makes him more of a loser that he didn't. Oh, not for some reason, but that just makes him more of a loser for not finishing
Yeah.
law school. Yeah.
I feel like we hate, obviously violent crime is still worse,
Yeah.
but whenever we see this like cut and dry, oh, this person wants this, so he just takes it by force, like that is inexcusable, of course. But these kind of like carefully crafted long cons, I mean, they're almost, sometimes they're celebrated. Like, what was the movie? Catch Me If You Can.
Yep.
Like
Catch
that.
me if you can.
Like Leonardo DiCaprio is the good guy.
Yeah, but he was ripping off like big banks and uh like the US government
Yeah.
and big companies. So I think maybe that's why he was a little more celebrated
True.
in
True.
that. Or his character. Who was his character in that? I can't
He was
remember.
playing apparently a real life person. I can't remember his
Yeah,
name though.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember it either. But I think he
I
went
mean,
by the Hogwarts
they're just a
Reach.
yeah, they're just a bunch of imposters on the screen there. Just
Yeah, I mean he's acting.
yeah, it's just acting.
Yeah. Speaking of whatever act, I don't know, actors or people. I finished and I didn't talk about this last time. I finished A Little Life, the
Yeah.
book I'll have to hold on. Hold on.
Hold on. He's getting up from his chair. He's walking across the room, and he's returning now with a book in his hand. And now we hear and get to see the book.
Here's the book.
Oh yeah, you did show us this, I think.
Yeah. But I don't think I talked about it when I finished it, did
No,
I?
you were just in the middle of it whenever
Yeah.
you brought it
So
up last.
yeah, finally finished it. Probably one of the longer books I've ever read, other than like Lord of the Rings. Which you told me is one book, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
Um,
Technically.
technically.
I mean, it's three
And
books. Let's not kid ourselves.
right.
But
Just
it's one
like
book.
just like The Hobbit, is should have been three movies, but it's one book.
I hated the movies The Hobbit.
Just like Dune should be three movies, but it's one book. It shouldn't, okay? It's by Hanya. I'm probably mispronouncing their name. Hanya Yana Gihara. Anyways, it was written in 2014, I think.
What what
And so
what kind of name is that? Where's that from?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Japanese maybe?
Kind of sounds Japanese, but I don't think it is Japanese.
Okay. I have no idea. I can look it up.
Yeah.
Maybe we could educate ourselves. But so after I finished the book, I wanted to then I read reviews of the book. And first off, I didn't know it was written in 2014. I thought it was like a newer book because
Oh.
I saw it like on Instagram, like a bunch of people were writing doing like oh, you gotta this I read this book this month. Hold on. Here she is. She's 49 years old. She's from Los Angeles, California. American. Okay. She grew up in Hawaii. Um,
Oh, okay. So it's like
hold on. From Hawaii, her mother was born in Seoul. Uh,
whoa,
she's part she's partly Japanese through her father and partly Korean through her mother.
interesting.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So she is a halfie.
Yeah.
Um, and so I read like reviews on it and like it's kind of split. Like people either hated it or they really loved it. Like, you know,
Where are
they were
you?
like I really liked it.
Okay.
It's a lot. Um, it's definitely really heavy. It's really sad. It's like, I mean, there were like literally multiple parts, multiple times when I read this book where I would just be like literally sobbing because
Whoa.
it was incredibly sad or like moving like, and it deals with like, trauma as like through relationships or people's upbringing or and stuff like that. And so not only were there like moments where they would reveal um parts of this person's life that were just utterly, I mean, obviously it's fiction, right? But um you like have to imagine that, I don't know, like some of the stuff that the guy goes through, people have gone through that, being trafficked,
Mm,
being abused, being neglected. So like it's completely in the realm of possibility for these things to happen to a real person. It's not like they're a wizard and they're being like, like
right.
whatever. You know what I mean? It's like this is real. Like it's fiction, but it's like it could be real life. And so like this person is dealing with all these demons, and then like obviously like talking about like abuse, and then it's like other he has this character has like great friendships and stuff like that, and a loving family that he's created around him. And then it's like the people that are talking about him saying these like wonderful things about him, and he just like rejects it and rejects it. And it's like, man, these people are like trying to lift you up and they're trying to celebrate you, and you're just like wanting to hear none of it. And like that's really powerful too. And that's like really fucking heartbreaking because you like it's just crazy like the level of or how that those traumas can just like stick with you forever and just make you feel like, I don't know, you're like make you believe what people say about you or did to you is true. It's really crazy. But it
Yeah.
was good. It was a really good book. But other people hated it. They called it trauma porn. And
Yeah. I'm not good
they
at
just
those either
yeah.
though. Like when things get worse and then worse and worse and then is there any light at the end? Is there
There
it's
no
no
there
spoilers, but
no spoilers. There is a section and it's titled a certain way, so it's a little like uh leading, I guess. But there is a little bit of, you know, uh sunlight. And what the other thing is crazy about this book is that there's plenty of love in this book, like tons.
mm,
His friends, some of his, um, I won't spoil it, but his friends and some of his like more profound relationships in the book are great, are wonderful. Like anybody would be beyond lucky to have relationships like that. So there is like that's the crushing thing about the book. It's not just that, oh, he's like, this is happening to him or that happened to him. What's crushing is that all of these wonderful things are going on in his life,
oh,
and he just can't believe that it's because he's a good person or it's because, like, people, in life are like that today, like, I had a family member that, you know,
yeah.
uh, committed suicide, and I can't imagine how profoundly sad they were. And you could have probably told them anything, how loved they were or who cared about them, blah blah blah. And it's like there's lots of people out there that are just like, no, it's not true. And then they won't, that's somehow even more sad, not more sad, but just as sad as like any physical abuse. And
Yeah, kind of like another form of dysmorphia, I guess.
absolutely, yeah. It was a really really good book if you're into that kind of stuff. I don't know. I It was really heavy, and like I don't think I would read another book like this anytime soon. I definitely want to hold on to it in case
Yeah.
someone else wants to read it, or maybe I would read a chapter or something like that out of it because it's like some of it's really beautifully written too, and it's like really nice.
Do you know if it was written in English as the first language or is it translated?
That is a good question. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm not an expert here.
Yeah.
She also wrote a book called The People in the Trees. I love that title. That sounds fun.
I actually it probably wasn't translated because you mentioned they're from Hawaii, so
Yeah, grew up in Hawaii. Hawaii.
Hawaii,
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah. Doesn't say anything about being translated. So I don't think so. Anyways, it's called A Little Life. And
It's really
yeah,
sad.
if you want a good 800-page crier, this is your book.
But you
That was the
couldn't
other thing is
you couldn't really put it down though. You were kind of burning through it.
I was yeah, it was yeah, it was just like really really well written and like beautifully written. It was like when I read Frankenstein. I was
Hmm.
like, man, this is some of the most flowery writing. It's not as flowery as Frankenstein, but um it was just like, yeah, I'm like I can't stop just taking this in. This is something new to me, you know. I've never read a book like that before either, so.
Nice. I
E.
probably won't put myself through that, but
It's yeah, you definitely that's the other thing is like I really enjoyed it, but it's like, man, you're really like, oh, like getting through, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you're really like testing your metal with something like that. Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, like imagine like and I was like kind of scared to take this to like I don't
To
like
a
normally I
bar,
like to, I never did. No, I never did once cuz like,
crying
man,
alone at the bar, drinking, reading.
is this guy okay? You know, like I took it to the park a couple times and I cried at the park, like, you know, not like full blown sob, but I was like, you know, like I would have like one tear and I would just like, oh man, you know. Um
He's so sensitive.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's I didn't want to, but I'm
he's
reading this other book
he's
now. This
fully
turned into
tatted
a
up,
book
but look
club.
how sensitive he is.
Yeah. This book here,
Nice.
it's called Stoner by John Williams, not the composer, the author. Who's from Northeast Texas, by the way.
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty cool. And went to school in Denver, but super good book about like kind of like isolation and solitude and stoicism and I don't know, bad
Philosophical.
marriage. Yeah, a little bit. It's like apparently it's like it's what's good about it is like it's the way it's written, it's very like simple and direct. Like it's not very flowery at all, but it's just like very well written, you know. And yeah, it just I don't know. It follows this like teacher. He's like an English professor at University of Missouri,
Mhm.
and I don't know. It's like like right after the First World War. Really good book. If anybody's looking for
So
anything, are
two
you reading? Are
books.
you reading anything
I'm not. I
lately?
haven't been reading anything lately. I haven't really.
Yeah,
I usually was doing audiobooks, but
yeah,
I'm not riding my bike as much because it's the summer
right.
vacation.
And you don't want
Uh,
to carry an umbrella on your bike.
I don't want to carry an umbrella. I don't want to carry a book.
Period.
Yeah, I'm not. I put all my umbrellas in the trash actually.
Yeah,
But yeah, I haven't been I haven't been reading much lately.
I'm putting my spring umbrella straight in the trash. Summer umbrella, where do you think that's going? Straight to the trash can.
Yeah, we didn't get to it, but yeah, parasols, that's a whole nother topic.
My dinner umbrella, yeah, you guessed it, trash can. My vacation umbrella, that's right, right in the rubbish bin. Grocery store umbrella,
Stop.
I'm just gonna throw it in the street.
And poncho, what about a poncho? Where does that fit in?
If you're walking around in a poncho,
Here we go.
if you're walking around in a poncho, you should sell all of your earthly belongings and just
Because it's just a trash
ex-
bag, really.
correct. And except for literally one outfit, one hideous probably set of clothes
Uh-huh.
and some sturdy shoes. And then you should just start walking in a direction and don't stop
Sounds
until you get eaten by, you know, a tiger or something.
yeah. You
If
talk
you're like, oh shit, it's raining. Where's my poncho? Like that's crazy.
Honey, have you seen my poncho? It's
That's crazy.
yeah, I'm using it to hold all of our garbage.
Yeah.
Um, all
I
right.
tied off the arms and head.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to Safeway this week.
Re repurpose the poncho for its actual intention.
Right. All right, is that it? Are we out of time?
I think we're a bit out of time. I gotta get started today, but
Yeah.
it was a
Okay.
good one, buddy.
Hey, thanks. It's a
Don't
great
watch
one.
don't watch any movies. Read more books. That's what we learned today.
Read more books, although there was a movie I wanted to see. I do want to. I haven't seen Dune 2. I need to watch that at some point.
And I'm gonna watch the new Gladiator for sure.
Yeah, Denzel.
Yeah, movies are pretty good.
Movies are great. Welcome to Rome.
Yeah, you keep doing this.
Welcome to
Denzel
Rome. This
Washington.
is the Colosseum. You're gonna fight to your death. I can't do a good Denzel, but there is a.
You got the like the rhythm down.
Yeah, it speaks very directly. Yeah, there's a great reel on Instagram. If you can find it, there's a guy talking like Denzel Washington from Training Day as a
Okay.
Roman emperor, and it is, dude, it's one of the most brilliant, first of all, comedic ideas I have seen in a long time. It is so good, and his impression is, I mean, absolutely 110% correct. It's like so good.
Okay. Okay, I'll check it
It's
out.
so good. Yeah, you'll laugh your ass off. I can already hear you laughing your ass. All right, bye everyone.
All right, bye.
Recording stopped.